Hi Wildings, welcome back to the Wilding Tarot YouTube channel, and thank you so much for supporting me on this channel by watching ads and making tarot more accessible to more people by essentially getting capitalist companies to pay for your reading for you. We love that for us. Today's reading I'm very excited for. It definitely is a fun one today, definitely more fun than a lot of the readings that we do on my channel. We normally go a little bit deep, not gonna lie. That's that kind of psych and sexology degree that I have kind of coming out in my tarot readings. We go deep. But yeah, today's a little bit more fun. I do have to warn you that as I record it, the storm that's rolling in definitely makes it super dark super quickly. So the last few readings, it will be dark, but don't worry, still passes the vibe check. You will still enjoy it anyway. It'll just be a little bit kind of dark and vibey, which is fine. We love that for us. We're all witchy, we're all intuitive beings. We don't mind the dark kind of vibes. But I won't rattle on for too much longer. We'll get straight into our video. We'll get our channeled messages on today's topic. Okay Wildings, let's get into today's video. So we're going to be asking for channeled messages from Spirit regarding who your true love is. For different people, this might be like the true love of your life. This may be like the true love as in the person that you end up marrying. This may be the true love as in someone who will always be untarnished in your mind, in some way, just like a real loving energy that's yeah, just like never wavers for whatever reason. So I'm sure the context will be different for different people, but we're going to get really kind of their vibe in today's reading is my intention. So we're going to find out like details about them, anything about their kind of like astrology, physical appearance, and like their personality as well. I am expecting a little bit to come out in terms of like quirks and maybe healing as well. We'll just kind of see what the cards bring us, and we'll see what we end up with. But today we're going to do 4 piles just because I wanted to add in like another pile. Like when I do these readings, I feel like 3 piles is just not enough. Like it's usually limited to kind of, yeah, like less different people. So I wanted a reading where kind of more people could get a reading for their soulmate. So definitely if you're drawn to more than one pile, you might have a true love who's potentially a mix of different characteristics. So you might need to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and maybe visit multiple piles. If not, at least being able to break this up into 4 piles, like hopefully will make it more accurate, because it should mean that less people are in one pile, which means that the energy should be a little bit more clearer, maybe a little bit less mixed. Just because, yeah, I do find sometimes when there's 3 piles that the energies can be a little bit more mixed. Like there might be a bit more of a mix of people in each reading. So yeah, like hopefully this will help. We'll see how it goes. I don't think I've done a 4 pile reading on this channel, at least for not a long time. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully you guys can all get messages no matter kind of what situation you're in now, whether you're in a relationship or not, or no matter how distant this true love person may be for you. But yeah, whenever you're ready, going ahead and choosing pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. And wherever you end up, I will see you there in a moment. Hey there, pile 1. Welcome to your reading for who is your true soulmate. So we're going to find out detailed details about them, hopefully. So if you chose this beautiful crystal, then this reading is probably for you. But as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a general reading, so there may be a mix of energies here. So just as always, bringing your own intuition and discernment. Spirit, could we start with some general energies for this person, please? we have just one more. And when I say one, oh, I knew that was going to happen. I'm just going to take this top one because I told you I just wanted one. This is me being a Virgo rising, being pedantic. When I say one, I mean one. So I'm immediately getting a fairly well-rounded energy from this person with the fire element, air element, and earth element all coming out, indicating that they're probably really motivated, inspired, willing to take risks, a visionary, they're a good communicator, probably very intelligent, quite a good thinker, and probably like able to express deep and complex kind of perspectives as well. They're probably going to be super stable, secure, maybe financial, maybe have a fair few material possessions just based on how some of the cards came out. I would say probably their area of weakness based on how the cards came out is they might struggle a little bit with connecting to their intuition, maybe have difficulties like being in touch with their psychic gifts, maybe a little bit unsure of their emotions and maybe their needs as well. And they might just be like a little bit reserved in relationship, especially with a lot of Saturnian and Capricorn energy coming out. That said, they'd be very, very, very willing to work really hard at a relationship, and even the things that don't come as naturally to them, like the more feely feels, sensitive, sensing kind of energy, like they'd definitely be willing to kind of give it their best shot and learn and create space for you to fill up that space. If you find you're quite strong in that area, you could definitely offer them some kind of balance with that element for sure. Someone who's got heavy Capricorn Saturn energy either might be more mature than you, so might be older than you, or probably has at the very least kind of worked their way up career-wise a bit more. They might have Capricorn placements and maybe have very strong Saturnian aspects, even have a Saturn aspect chart. But yeah, this person probably has worked really hard in their life. This is 10th house energy. They're probably in some sort of position of prestige of some kind, and they're probably like just a very professional kind of person. They probably as well like don't necessarily love the spotlight, but are very willing to work hard, and if the spotlight should naturally shine on them for that work, they are like kind of cool with that too. I would say that in this connection, it's likely that you'll end up with lots of joint personal finances together, whether that be mostly coming from them with this Capricorn Saturn energy, or maybe like more 50-50. It'll depend on the person, but I would say that this person will be very abundant in a lot of ways. They're probably very willing to expand themselves, and they're probably into a little bit of kind of spirituality, personal development, maybe not from like necessarily a strictly kind of higher learning education kind of way, maybe more of they're like kind of into the dark kind of side of it with the 8th house and 12th house coming out. So they might be, if they're not into like kind of tarot and astrology and kind of occulty kind of things, they'll be into something maybe a little bit dark. Like this could even be like kind of sexual and kinky, especially with this fire element of desire coming out. Like that could very well be their church, rather than it being necessarily something super kind of love and light. Like I'm sensing that it'll be maybe a little bit more dark, but they will be into exploring their unconscious, exploring maybe their triggers and things from like deep within their psyche. They might be into psychology and stuff as well, maybe business psychology with these two energies coming out. And it's very likely that they'll probably have lots of good ideas, and they'll be able to kind of pivot really well when things need to be changed. This solar eclipse revolution energy, this kind of eclipse happens when the moon is in between the sun and the earth. So from Earth's perspective, the sun is kind of eclipsing the moon, eclipsing the sun. So often in like more tarot perspectives, that new moon vibe usually has to do with like being a visionary, goal setting, and kind of knowing what you want with your life for sure, and using those sparks to kind of guide you. So they'll probably be really good at that, especially with this fire element of inspiration coming out. And also when the moon is eclipsing the sun, so the lunar, the feminine, is eclipsing the masculine, this can refer to a partner who's willing to kind of surrender to the feminine in order to be changed within themselves. So if you do resonate with more of a feminine energy, then your person definitely will be more willing to surrender into your energy and learn a lot about you, and give you a lot of space in the connection. And vice versa, if you resonate more with the masculine, like if you are more the masculine, then this person's probably going to be really willing to take up space and kind of show you who they are and like reveal layers to you that maybe you might not immediately recognize about them. So with this Saturn return energy as well, like this often refers to people that have kind of got their shit together when it comes to like finances, on their life path, following, you know, what they're supposed to be doing in life. It usually doesn't refer to anyone who's lost in any way, so expect someone to have a lot of direction. They may also have like kind of a past life that's very different from the life they're living now based on this Saturn return energy. Sometimes Saturn returns really cause us to change a lot in life and figure some stuff out. So this person might have gone through some big shifts, especially around their Saturn return, in terms of kind of getting on the right track. They may also have kids potentially, like people like tend to have kids after their Saturn return if that's meant to be on their path and they haven't kind of done it yet. But yeah, like that's just for some. I'm not getting that that's for everyone. This might be just for those who have a very mature kind of true love coming in. But I think that's about all from these cards that I can see. I'm not getting anything else. Ooh, they might also have a lot of assets. Sometimes 8th house energy brings with it assets. Actually, I will put that back, but I'm just not going to do things in the order that I thought I was going to do them in. Could we have some describing words about this true love, please? So we have toned body, arched eyebrows, loner, they might like to keep to themselves, broad nose, bookworm, hardworking. Yeah, this is like double Capricorn energy, so they're definitely going to be very hardworking. Straight nose, so if they don't have a broad one, they'll have a straight one. Critic, they might be quite critical. That's that kind of earth energy coming out. Strong nose, so a broad, straight, and strong. It's probably a mix of people here. Cute, you might recognize their face as kind of like the cute archetype. Almond eyes, student. So like I was saying before, in terms of this expansive energy, like they're definitely going to be learning stuff in life. Really tall. Introvert. Got like double introvert and thoughtful. We kind of knew that from this air element coming out too. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't from that. Can you clarify this Hierophant energy, please? The Hanged One, please. And the Page of Cups. So this person will definitely be a really true love, and you'll have a lot of like an abundant kind of romance and intimacy and connection with this person. You'll probably see a lot of synchronicities when you're first getting together based on these two energies coming out. But I would say that there'll be some things about this relationship that might be a little bit unconventional in some way. Potentially one or both of you either might not want to get married or have been previously married, or something about long-term commitment for you guys will, there needs to be some kind of rewriting the rules and kind of like changing it to fit your circumstances. That could be something to do with like maybe having an open relationship of some kind, maybe ethical non-monogamy, or just like maybe not following the traditional path. Like you might maybe speed up getting together in some way, or really slow it down, or just like not engage in kind of the traditions of relationship or the kind of cultural norms. Like you might really write your own path, but this connection will be really secure and stable. Like I'm not sensing any kind of jealousy or anything like that. Like I can see that you'll trust that you get everything you need from your life in general. Like this Wheel of Fortune is a very abundant card, and I'm sensing from it coming out upside down is that you kind of don't rely on this connection to provide everything for you, and neither does your person. Like you have other ways of getting all your needs met. So I'm sensing that you guys will have a really kind of stable connection based on your ability to kind of fulfill yourselves kind of more broadly. So this Wheel of Fortune in Kabbalah Tarot can refer to covering or grasping something. So yeah, I'm really reading from these two that there'll be some sort of non-traditional, maybe non-monogamy or something like that, or just like not following the path where you don't really feel like you need to grasp at each other. Like you don't feel like you need to engage in those kind of norms of restriction. There'll just be too much security and stability here, and just like love for each other, and just like wanting the most for each other, and wanting each other to be the best, most expanded version of each other. So yeah, there's really going to be not a lot of constraint at all on this love. It'll be very open. I'd say from like these two energies coming out, the Hanged One can be quite a it can be quite a spiritual card. It's heavy Neptunian energy, so it has a lot to do with this 12th house. So there's potentially some healing that you guys will do together, potentially childhood wounds, inner child stuff. might come up from time to time in this connection, and you guys might need to undergo some healing with that. I would say that this might be the thing that creates this real security and stability in this connection. Yeah, based on kind of like you kind of work through all your triggers first so that you can be as open and loving kind of with each other as possible. And so there's kind of this kind of spiritual trust, definitely trust in the connection, trust in the feelings of each other, no doubt in that. The Hanged One right way up sometimes can represent doubt, but coming out upside down with the moon clarified by it, like I think you'll really trust each other's feelings for each other. And so yeah, I don't think there's going to be kind of any doubt or any kind of reason to mistrust this person anyway. Like I think when you guys connect, you'll be able to really give yourself to this connection, and by the looks of it, it'll be a really beautiful connection. Do we have any more oracles, please? Yeah, I think you guys are going to experience a lot of change in this connection, maybe early on, so that you can experience more security and stability down the road. Like I think it'll really bring out the best version of each other. Whoop. Yeah, I think you guys will work through fears early on. Anything that is kind of preventing you from anything that's kind of preventing you from like loving each other and trusting each other. Like you'll work through early on any fears that need to kind of have the narrative changed for whatever reason, will get worked through early on. And so yeah, I think you guys will like grow a lot with each other, definitely in the domain of self-love for sure. This person's probably going to be doing a lot of growing before you meet them, and you as well, especially to do with self-love. So there's going to be a lot to be grateful for, a lot to kind of bloom into as well. Like it'll kind of feel like you're reaching your peak in a way. Yeah, so expect powerful change from this connection. Like I think there'll be so much love and trust here that you'll be able to essentially be the best version of yourself. Okay, so your affirmation in between now and meeting this person is, I trust in the divine guidance and my inner wisdom. All the answers exist within. So I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed, or I hope you're entertained at the very least. It's been a pleasure reading for you. My name is Jade Wilding, and I would love if you could like, comment, and subscribe to see me again on your feed very, very soon for another intuitive tarot card reading. And until then, ciao. Hey there, pile 2. Welcome to your reading for who is your true love. So we're gonna get a detailed description about them. So if you chose this beautiful pink agate crystal, then this reading is probably for you. But as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's a general reading, so there may be some mixed energies here. Just being prepared to listen to your own intuition and discernment throughout this reading. But we're gonna get some general energies. For you to begin with. Get some general energies for pile 2's true love, please. Any last energies for pile 2, please? So this person has a very interesting mix of me and we energy. When it comes to the relationship, it's likely that they'll be very kind of we orientated, very connected emotionally. And then when it comes to looking after themselves, they're probably going to maybe focus on their physical body a lot. Like they might be really into the gym or running or yoga or something that really works on their fitness or body. They might be really into nutrition, or something to do with the physical body. If you're more of a masculine energy attracted to more of a feminine energy, this first house, second house combo could be more of a kind of Taurus self-care energy. So might like massages, facials, things like that. But yeah, when it comes to the relationship, they'll probably be very we orientated. They'll probably care about making the relationship feel really safe, and feel very connected. They'll probably care about kind of your whole past, like everything that's made you who you are today. They'll care about your triggers, anything that kind of makes you kind of quirky and makes you who you are, and they'll probably be fairly willing to share that with you as well. There's probably going to be a very sexual connotation to this relationship as well, with the Mars and fire energy coming out. This might give the person as well, regardless of their body, a little bit more of a masculine kind of inclination, with this real kind of emotional availability, I would say, is kind of the main energy. We do have a lot of air energy here, so I would say that this person's quite a good thinker, a good communicator, and this Gemini energy corresponds with the Lovers card in the tarot. So I would say they're going to kind of feel like that kind of mirror energy. They're probably going to really show you who you are, like through the way they mirror back to you. This Libra energy is the Justice card, so often it refers to someone who's very interested in kind of traditional marriage, and like all that kind of like normal process. So they'll probably be like very into the kind of traditional courting, kind of engagement, marriage, and then kids kind of vibe. Like I'm getting kind of a bit of a traditional kind of energy, but just like way more emotionally available. Where they might kind of be lacking and where they might look to you a little bit more is their earth element. There's lots of air, fire, and water here, but not a lot of earth. They do have the second house energy, which is earthy. It's very Taurus energy. So like when it comes to acquiring practical things like houses, cars, assets, and just like working a job, like they'll be super fine with that. But you might find that they're just like a little bit ungrounded in a way. They probably can get in their head or in their feelings fairly easily. They might kind of struggle to kind of self-soothe and ground themselves, which is maybe why they're fairly strong in this we energy. Like they probably are used to having to rely on other people to kind of help them off the ledge a little bit, in a way. So yeah, this is definitely someone who's gonna be able to like be really motivated, be very in touch with their feelings, probably be very intimate with you, but yeah, may struggle to ground themselves a little bit in some way. And so that's definitely something that they'll need to either work on with you or balance out with you in some way. We've also got this lunar eclipse energy. So lunar eclipses happen when the sun, the earth, and the moon are all in alignment, where the earth blocks the sun's rays from hitting the moon. And it's associated with the full moon cycle. So usually that has to do with peak energies. It's usually when energy is the most intense. And so this person might be have a lot of energy, especially with Mars coming out and fire coming out as well. They're probably going to have a lot of energy, have a lot of kind of full moon kind of vibe about them. They'll probably kind of always be going. I would say with this lunar eclipse energy though, given that it's kind of a position where Mother Earth is really, and the moon are like where Mother Earth is blocking the masculine and the feminine essentially. And so this might refer to the two of you needing to balance out masculine and feminine energies in this connection, like really making space for this person to experience both their masculine and feminine side, and vice versa for you, or like, sorry, same for you, just based on kind of like how the lunar eclipse actually looks. That's definitely what I'm sensing. Like there's definitely going to need to be kind of space. I think that's everything that I'm really sensing, but we'll get some descriptions of this person for you. Okay, that was kind of more than I was expecting. So there's probably some mixed energies here. So we have sensual, so this is definitely very much this water element. Tattoo, so this is kind of artistic and expressive energy. Olive skin. Sculpted eyebrows, that's supposed to say. Freckles. Bookworm. This is heavy Libra, Gemini energy. They're going to definitely have a lot of that air element. Tanned. I've already had olive skin. Light blonde hair. This might be naturally blonde or this might be dyed just based on their kind of complexion, though a lot of Italians do have blonde hair. Square face. Successful. So this is the second house energy, like has a lot to show for their hard work in their life. Blue eyes. Round eyes. Thin nose. Agreeable. Workaholic. Straight nose. Grey eyes. Healer. So yeah, this is this 12th house energy that they're going to be very concerned with your triggers and care about like you healing, them healing. Charming and kind. Okay, so get some more from the traditional tarot. Spirit, could I please have any more? Messages about this person. Could you please clarify this Empress energy? Do you have some clarity on this Empress energy? And clarity on this Two of Swords, please. the Two of Wands, please. So this person will definitely be very into self-care with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress both coming out, especially just given that we had a lot of first house, second house, kind of Aries, Taurus kind of energy coming out. They're probably gonna be really into nutrition, looking after their body, and probably caring for others as well as themselves. The Empress is very Venus ruled, so they might have a lot of strong Venus energy in their chart. They probably also have a lot of Libra moon energy, with these energies clarifying each other. Because this Two of Wands, this is moon in Libra energy, and obviously you have like double moon. So yeah, they've probably got a lot of, regardless of their body, they're probably very in touch with a lot of that kind of feminine energy, like a lot of self-love, self-care, cooking, taking care of their body in some way. And there's probably definitely going to be some sort of, like, I would say spiritual element to it as well with this Hanged One energy. So the Hanged One is heavy Neptunian energy. So a lot of the time this is about letting go of control, releasing resistance, being able to kind of flow with life and let life kind of carry you down the stream of least resistance. So yeah, I'm getting like a lot of flow energy from them. Obviously they're going to be very intelligent and probably be able to see a lot of perspectives very easily with this Two of Swords and Moon card. The Two of Swords is Moon in Libra energy and often refers to understanding both sides of a scenario, and that no one's really right or wrong. It's kind of relative thinking based on a person's entire history. Like, we come to think the way we think based on kind of all of our experiences and how we've internalized them. So yeah, they're probably going to be very empathetic and able to see different sides of the story. They've definitely got very strong kind of watery energy to them, but as I was saying before with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, there's not a lot of kind of groundedness and stability here. Like, there's not a lot of earth element coming out here, and the Queen of Pentacles came out in reverse. So yes, they might have a lot of, they might be in touch with more of the watery side of the feminine, but not necessarily the earthy side, because there's definitely this heavy air fire that might kind of prevent them from being really grounded. They're probably going to be very motivated, very interested in kind of pursuing what feels good to them, especially with this Two of Wands energy. This is about someone kind of being very active in terms of going out and learning a lot about life. Definitely it's a heavy kind of progressive and discovery energy. So I'd say the progressiveness will have to do with kind of them caring about their body. They may be a little bit judgmental of themselves in some way with this Judgment card coming out, or because this is Plutonian energy, this often refers to kind of very transformative. They might kind of shift a lot, like there might be some sort of chameleon of the self where they're constantly kind of growing and changing and evolving, and finding new things to kind of align with. This Ten of Cups is a heavy happiness alignment, but it's also like real abundance when it comes to the water element. So relationships, sensations, psychic abilities, intimacy, openness, emotional availability. It's kind of like peak energies when it comes to all those things. So yeah, I think they'll be very kind of secure and stable in a lot of those ways, just not necessarily super grounded. So they may need to find something that grounds them in some way to kind of like kind of get through life. If you're very earthy, you're probably going to be a good fit for them in that way. Yeah, so we've got kind of double surrender energy, so they're probably going to be able to let go and let God a lot, which is nice, I think. We also have extremes, so we do have a lot of kind of fiery energy here. So you may find that like their kind of passion and sexual energy might be very extreme. They might have like an endless hunger, which is fine if you know how to kind of deal with it. in a positive way. So we have your dreams need a practical plan. I think this is definitely about how like they may be good in terms of practical plans when it comes to this second house energy, like job, possessions, but in terms of other practicalities of life, they might need some help kind of putting in some sort of practical strategies. Okay, and so it's likely that you guys will have your commitment to each other tested in some way, probably early on in the relationship, based on this being a first quarter moon energy. I would say kind of just based on the way the cards came out and how important it is to this connection to have really balanced masculine and feminine energy for this person. Like I would say that will definitely test the two of you to definitely not fall into kind of prescribed social roles and to really allow each other to be your fullest best self. So yeah, definitely expect your commitment to this relationship to be tested a little bit early on as you kind of dissolve some of those 12th house energy kind of conditionings that would essentially be holding you back in relationship. But yeah, I think once you guys get through that, it'll be so worth it because you'll come out the other side just like way more kind of connected and yeah, like way more committed to each other, way more kind of in touch with each other as well. Do we have any last affirmations for you guys to take away for the day? So we have 2. I see all circumstances as a gift that allows me to grow, and I radiate love, and my heart is open to receiving the love I deserve. I feel like they're really cute ones just based on this reading. But I think I'm going to leave that there. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Jade Rewilding, and it's been a pleasure reading for you. I would love if you could like, comment, and subscribe so that I can see you again for another intuitive tarot card reading very soon. And until I see you again, thanks so much for watching. Ciao. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading about your true love. I know that the screen looks so dark in comparison to when you would have watched the intro, but there's literally a storm rolling in by the minute and it's just getting darker and darker and darker outside. So that's why the vibe's slightly different, but I feel like it's kind of nice. Like it definitely looks a lot more blue on the screen for whatever reason. I'll see if I can maybe adjust it a little bit. Nope. I don't know if that helped any. But we'll start with some messages about your true love. Okay, so there's heavy Libra 7th house energy here. So Libras are very we energies. 7th house of partnerships is obviously very self-explanatory. This person will be very kind of like relationship orientated, probably will put this relationship first in a lot of ways. They are probably going to be fairly kind of philosophical, maybe well-traveled. They could even be from some sort of foreign country or state or you might meet them while traveling in some way. They're probably going to be very well educated as well, and probably interested in kind of expanding themselves spiritually. They'll definitely want to do a lot of healing with you, and probably won't mind being kind of challenged in this connection. They'll probably actually prefer it. They'll see being challenged within this connection as an opportunity to kind of uncover things about their unconscious, messages that they've absorbed from society that maybe don't serve them, and opportunities for them to heal, whether that's healing their cultural conditioning or healing maybe inner child wounds or anything like that. They're probably going to be fairly directional, fairly certain of their kind of purpose in life. Like the North Node and Saturn are similar energies in that way. Saturn really cares about aligning us with our truth, aligning us with kind of what it was that we intended to do here on Earth, and making sure that we're kind of contributing in alignment to what we intended for ourselves, which is kind of similar to this North Node energy. This often can indicate some sort of direction in life. Definitely this person will be they might even have their North Node in the 7th house, like they might, or Saturn in the 7th house, like they might have very intentionally incarnated to do relationship work, relationship healing, and maybe healing past wounds from either previous lifetimes or previous connections in this life. They're probably going to be very kind of a very stable energy, very reliable. You've got kind of a Capricornian kind of energy with Saturn. You have a little bit of fire as well, a fair bit of air energy. There's a little bit of water here with the 12th house of escape. I would say this person might be fairly well balanced in terms of elements, but I would say their strong suits are maybe fire and air. So quite yangy, I would say, but like kind of yangy and masculine in a very grounded way overall. But we'll get some more descriptions of them. So we have dark skin, fashionable, Casanova. So yeah, this person's going to be very orientated towards other people, this Libra and 7th house we energy. So they might have entertained a lot of connections in the past in kind of various capacities. Quiet, so they have a bit of a broody element to them. Lanky, freckles, cheerful, tanned, tattoos, funny, thick eyebrows, student. This is this Sagittarius energy, like the forever student, brown hair, straight nose, dark brown eyes, healer. Yeah, this is heavy Chiron energy. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's unlikely that all of those messages will apply, but it's very likely that a decent portion of them will, especially the energies that kind of repeated themselves from our astrology spread. So let's get a bit more about this person. Can you clarify this Emperor energy, please? Okay, so it's very likely that this person's going to be the embodiment of probably this Emperor energy and maybe a little bit Aquarius humanitarian as well. So we have Aries and Aquarius, probably either energies in their chart in some way or they just embody these kind of elements. It's likely in their Emperor energy though that they're probably not an immature Emperor with the Six of Wands in reverse. This Six of Wands definitely refers to people that kind of a little bit more risk taking. It's a Jupiter and Leo energy. It's definitely people that kind of feel the fear and do it anyway. I would say that this person's maybe a bit more calculated, a bit more practical, a bit more kind of thinks things through, because we've got just a lot of air and earth energy. Like I don't see them as being super impulsive. Yeah, I'd say they're more kind of careful. So yes, they're a leader. Yes, they're a visionary. Yes, they are kind of clever and reasoning and like know what their kind of vision for their life is and follows it, but they probably don't take intense risks in any way. I would say this person's probably been through it. This Three of Swords energy is traditionally a separation and grief energy. Often it refers to people that have kind of been through intense pain, been through intense like loss and sadness, and has potentially lost usually people from their life that really mattered to them, especially clarified by this Judgment energy in reverse, which is heavy Plutonian energy, and it's kind of about yeah, like things falling away in some way. So yeah, I would say that this person's definitely experienced a lot of loss in their life, so that might be what makes them a little bit more cautious, but also willing to kind of live life. Like they do respect life and that it is short, essentially. They may like resist being nurtured in some way a little bit. Like there may be some hesitancy to accept love from other people. Like they may not necessarily have their heart as open to receiving just because they've been through a lot of pain. So they might kind of have their guard up with this Page of Swords energy. This can, like these energies all clarifying each other, can refer to someone who's got their guard up a little bit, at least initially. And this may be one of the things that needs to be healed when you guys first connect. And this may be one of the ways that they're triggered when you guys first connect. Like this connection, like actually having to put themselves out there and pursue it, may kind of trigger them a lot, may provoke them a lot. It may, kind of rub against old wounds. But I think definitely just based on the vibe of this connection, that there'll definitely be this opportunity to help them kind of through that and process it and come out the other side maybe a little bit less cautious and fearful. I would say this person probably will be fairly humanitarian. Like they'll care about things like the planet, animals, things like that. I would say that this person probably puts things like that above necessarily acquiring physical kind of success. Like they could have a job that's kind of lower paid but more ethical, I would say, just based on these cards. This Seven of Pentacles is traditionally heavy kind of money, success in very kind of traditional ways, whereas Aquarian energy is not very traditional and it's also more humanitarian. So I'd say they probably have some sort of like life purpose to do with service of others, service of creatures, service of earth, or something like that. It'll be a lot more noble and a lot less self-serving, which is probably why they've got heavy we energy, and they're probably going to be able to show up well in this relationship. Like they're not overly selfish. Like they're very actually selfless, I would say. Can we get some oracles. Okay, so there's probably going to be a lot of attraction between the two of you. You guys are probably going to have a very abundant sex life with this pleasure card coming out. This person probably likes experiencing things that makes them happy. Like sometimes people who have experienced a lot of loss and grief can kind of go two ways, but I'd say this person definitely appreciates life, appreciates life's pleasures. They're probably fairly present. So we have trust. Like you'll probably feel like you can trust them instantly and they'll probably trust you straight away as well. Like I think you guys will experience that mutual trust. Whoop. Yeah, and it's likely that this person will kind of obviously take a bit more time before they act, but when they act, they'll be like kind of fully behind any action that they take towards you. Because yeah, they do calculate risks and are very intentional with their actions. So expect by the time this person takes some action towards you that they'll be kind of like fully like in. They'll probably like won't really move until they're all in, to be honest. Do we have any last oracles, please? So we have don't let the past hold you back and nothing is yet set in stone. So in terms of like actually what happens with this connection, like I would say that your intention with this connection will factor in a lot in terms of kind of how things play out and how permanent a role this person ends up playing in your life. I would say with this don't let your past hold you back that both of you will come into this with some baggage. And definitely, as I've already been saying, this person will be definitely triggered. And for the two of you to engage in a relationship, like you'll both have to do a lot of healing and a lot of letting go of the past. So yeah, when you do make your decision in terms of this nothing yet set in stone energy coming out, like make sure that you're not making a decision based on past pains. Like make a decision based on like your vision for yourself more so than past pain or past experiences, because you kind of don't want to be limited by how things played out in the past, because you're definitely a powerful creator and you can create something different if that's what you really want. But let's get an affirmation for you. So we have, I cleanse my entire being, I'm free from negative energy. So yeah, like I said, you guys will probably have some baggage when you come into this connection, but up until you guys unite or reunite, if you feel like you've already been in this connection with this person, or even if you're in this connection, you want to move forward with it, it's important to clear any negative energy from your past that still lingers, so that you can kind of move forward on the most open foot energetically. But I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I think I might leave this here. My name's Jade Rewilding. It's been a pleasure reading for you. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love if you could like, comment and subscribe to keep me on your feed for more intuitive tarot card readings like this, and to put me on other feeds who can find me for messages like this. But until I see you again, ciao. Hey powerful, welcome to your reading for your true love. As you can probably tell, the lighting shift is a little bit different. I had to bring one of my kind of purple far away lights close up and set it to kind of like a sun color because the sky outside has gone super dark. We're getting a storm rolling in, so I have much less light than I expected to have at this time. So I've had to kind of improvise. I feel like the vibe's kind of cute though. For some reason, the purple light that's normally on my videos looks kind of blue because it's so dark. But yeah, hopefully this isn't the worst vibe. For us to get our messages about your true love. Okay, so we've got a fair bit of air and some kind of like spicy water energy here. So they're probably going to be heavy kind of air energy. They might have, especially Aquarius placements, but given that both Aquarius and Uranus came out. But yeah, they're probably going to be very kind of communicative, probably very like thoughtful, definitely going to have some sort of interest in like maybe humanitarianism, or like they're definitely just going to want to contribute to the world in some way and essentially make it better. This person might have a bit of a struggle with figuring out their purpose and maybe overcoming some of their debt in life. They may have a little bit of a to and fro with that before they kind of sink into their groove, either before or after you meet them. But I would say during the time that you guys are together, like this person will definitely become more abundant, and they're probably going to get more spiritual in the time that you know each other, maybe go through some kind of loss and change. Especially with this void of course Moon and Scorpio energy, it's very likely that this person will go through some sort of big loss either before or when they meet you that will kind of deeply change them and probably align them with more love as well as abundance. I would say this person, like Aquarius and Gemini energy, definitely give me a little bit of a unique kind of vibe. Like this person's probably a little bit different, and you'll probably notice that they're a little bit different, like they don't necessarily kind of fit the norm in a lot of ways, but I'd say they'd be very deeply loving. They might not necessarily like the systems that we have in place. They may want to kind of do things their own way a little bit. They definitely value freedom a lot. But we'll see if we can get some more messages about more details about this person. Spirit, could we please have details about pile 4's person, please? So we have dark brown eyes, determined, athletic body, confident, brown eyes, it's like double brown eyes, funny, thick eyebrows, Courageous, courageous and confident. Visionary. Yeah, this person, I told you they had this kind of like unique vibe about them, something a bit different. Stocky. Straight nose. Short hair. Short and stocky. Look, it's a vibe. I love a short king. Lean. Okay, so if they're not stocky, they'll be lean. Kinky. Black hair. And a leader. Okay, we'll get a bit more about them using this traditional tarot. So we've got some heavy introvert energies with these two energies clarifying each other. This Queen of Cups is a very kind of calm, intuitive energy, and the Eight of Cups, traditionally, oftentimes, when it's right way up, can refer to some sort of retreat. So I would say this person's super content in their own space. They probably go to their own space to kind of unwind, calm down. They probably enjoy their own space, do a lot in their own space, potentially some self-reflection and just like working on themselves. They might really enjoy doing things like that. I would say though they're going to be very attracted to you. They seem like they'd be very deeply committed in a relationship. They probably keep their circle really small, but know that they can really trust the people that they do keep in their circle. With these two energies, this World card is a Saturn energy, and it's often about finding your covenant, and honoring your truth, whereas this Two of Cups is usually about partnership and attraction. So I would say that if this person chooses you, like, they know what they're doing. They choose people very intentionally. They invite people to be part of their life very intentionally, and they wouldn't choose you if they weren't kind of 100% certain that you're going to positively contribute to their world, essentially. It seems like this person, like what we have here is very interesting because we have the Strength card and the Moon card clarifying each other. So they're kind of like, I would say, opposite energies. So the Strength more has to do with kind of ego and being confident in a like kind of realistic way, like not being overconfident in like delusional, and not being underconfident as in kind of like self-flagellating. And then the Moon energy is about your emotional world, usually things that are hidden or in the unconscious, like your instincts and conditioning and things like that. So I'd say these energies clarifying each other probably refers to someone who's probably on the path of kind of figuring out how these two energies interrelate, like how their past conditioning, how their kind of instincts may have not been kind of consciously formed, but kind of unconsciously adopted, and then trying to figure out what they are, and kind of undoing the unhelpful ones and strengthening their more positive kind of habits. We have kind of another few like disengaging energies. These Three of Wands and Swords of Wands energies, Three of Swords and Three of Wands energies coming out in reverse. Like these both kind of refer to someone who's disengaged in some way, because the Three of Wands right way up is kind of a teamwork energy, and the Three of Swords is traditionally like a separation or grief card. So what's interesting about these energies is the Three of Swords is Saturn in Libra. So this is very much about taking responsibility for your side of a relationship and how you contribute to its overall dynamic. And then this Three of Wands is a Sun in Aries. And this is about finding that balance of equality of like giving and receiving love, as well as being able to be a real support for someone else, being able to encourage them and kind of have their back, as well as kind of knowing when to kind of like amp yourself up. So I would say with these energies, like maybe one of the things that this person needs to grow and evolve in connection is maybe some of their habits when it comes to connection. They might be super selective of who they entertain, and the two of you will definitely end up as a great partnership, but probably initially this person might need to just figure out a few things in terms of how to factor you into their life in a meaningful way, how to take responsibility for their stuff, and like how to really collaborate. I do think they have a lot of skills to be able to learn that fairly easily with this Gemini energy especially. This is a heavy communication energy, so I would say they would be able to figure it out. I would just think that maybe initially it might take a little bit of work. But do we have any oracles about this person? Okay, so yeah, this person, if like, they'll probably be fairly wise when you meet them, and they'll probably just get wiser and wiser the more that you meet them. They're definitely very discerning about who they give their energy to. Some of this stuff that they're figuring out actually might be from them overdoing it in terms of discernment. Like they might have been potentially too open and then created too many boundaries that have become walls in some ways. So when you guys meet, they might be kind of figuring out the opposite energy. That's interesting because that's a different deck. Okay, so yeah, there'll definitely be some past patterns that they'll be trying to release when the two of you connect. And similar to this Three of Wands energy, like the two of you will have some things to figure out when it comes to giving and receiving equally. This person might need to learn how to give a little bit more, just given that they're so introverted and maybe hesitant to kind of put themselves out there and work as a team, that it will take them a little while to kind of get that energy down. But if you like really hold your vision for what this relationship will look like when it's totally 50-50, this person should meet you there. It just may take them kind of a little while, so just maintain like whatever boundaries you need to maintain to give them time and space without you know, causing damage to yourself in the process. So we have as your affirmation, compassion naturally flows from the heart of my inner being. But I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope you got everything out of this reading that you really wanted and needed. It's been a pleasure reading for you. My name is Jade Rewilding, and I would love if you could like, comment, and subscribe to see me again on your feed for another intuitive tarot card reading. And until I see you again, ciao.